Hey, yo, good morning. This is your man, Levon. This is Levon Says, just coming back with your Wisdom on Wednesday. And today I want to share with you guys just some wisdom that has happened to me over time and that I have accumulated and that I've learned, and the reason why it's so important and prevalent today. You dig? But first, before we do that, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're always notified upon my next video upload. It really helps the channel to grow and get the content out. And remember, check out lamelee.com. Love, uplift, motivate, inspire, learn, laugh, encourage, and enlighten. Go to lamelee.com, get all your merch. All right? I appreciate it. Now, let's get into today's Wisdom on Wednesday. So, what I want to share with you guys is, I want to share with you something that's prevalent. It's coming out of Isaiah 22, 8 through 14, right? And it's talking about desperate solutions. A lot of times when we find ourselves in situations and circumstances, right, that seem to be pretty dire and pretty desperate, a lot of times we don't turn to God first. You know what I'm saying? Our mind goes into instant, solution mode, fix mode. How can I fix the situation? What can I do? Because right now I'm desperate. But that's the time when we should seek God. That's the time when we should ask God, okay, Lord, I'm moved to do this. My mind is thinking about doing this, but God, what is your plan? What do you say? What do you want me to do, and how do you want me to handle it? And so, in Isaiah, it's talking about how, the people knew that the attack from the Assyrians was coming. So what they tried to do is they were desperate, right? It was a desperate situation that was going on. And so what they try to do is they try to shore up their water supply, make sure they had water to be able to last the besiege, right? And then they had all these breaches in the wall. So what they did is they tore down some of the houses that were, inside the kingdom, and they used those materials to shore up the breaches in the walls, right? But it didn't work. The Assyrians attacked the king, and it didn't work. And then God told them, he said, check it out. Y'all did this. You try to make a water supply, between the inner wall and outer wall. And then you try to use houses to breach up the walls, but you never sought me. I'm the one that put it into place. I'm the one that saw this afar off, but you never consulted me. You did? So that's a big problem when it comes to, desperate solutions. A lot of times, we go into that, survival mode when things happen, whether it's our children, whether it's the job, and we try to think, man, what can I do? What can I do to come out on top in this situation? Even though it may be a losing situation, or it may be, as I like to say, not losses, but lessons. How can I benefit, or how can I, turn this lesson into something that's advantageous to myself? And that's how we think a lot of times. And we don't turn to God first. God will be our second, third, fourth, sometimes our last, sometimes we don't even think about it. We should always turn to God first, especially in desperate situations. Okay, I'll give you an example. Y'all know that I've been struggling with my eye, right? With these styes on my eye. And the week before, the stye was in my left eye, right? But now I have a stye that's developed in my right eye, and it hurts like a booger. And so I went yesterday to the VA again, to get treatment for my eye, and got treatment for my eye, and my eye was, almost shut. And I'm on the way home. I'm driving. I'm being careful, but I only got one eye. And so, I'm feeling a little desperate. I'm a little, leery because my depth perception is kind of jacked up, and not because I can't see out of one eye, but because it was so throbbing and so hurting. The pain had my mind not focused. And so as I'm driving, exiting the freeway on my way home, and my eyes shut, and I'm looking to my left for oncoming traffic so I can blend in safely, but I don't have the peripheral of my right side. And as I turned back, there was a car there, and I ran into the car. Right? and I wasn't going fast. I was doing like maybe 15, but I ran into his car, slammed on the back, hit the brakes, so it didn't hit it hard, but it hit it enough to damage the bumper. And so what did my mind do? Immediately, my mind went into survival mode. Oh my God, this is, this is that. What am I going to do? Right? But then the Holy Spirit kicked in and said, do the right thing. The right thing is to exchange information, take pictures, blah, 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 blah. So I did the right thing. Got my information out, put it on the car, took pictures of his car, tried to, ask him for his information. He didn't want to give us information. And none of that is either near here nor there or what happened behind the situation. But it was a desperate situation. And so immediately my mind went to thinking, okay, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? After the guy didn't give me his info and he left, he just left the scene. So I'm thinking, okay, if he left the scene, then how can I get out of this? How can I make this advantageous to myself? But the Holy Spirit says, do the right thing. Okay. Report it. Plus he's already got your information, but you need to report it. It's the right thing to do. And I've called you to be righteous and to be responsible, not to be irresponsible. And so I was like, man, okay, so I got to call my insurance company. So I called the insurance company, made a claim, told them what happened, did all these things to cover myself, right? Because I was desperate and I needed a solution. But it wasn't for me to go about trying to figure, okay, well, this dude he left the scene, and if I tell he left the scene, more than likely he left the scene because maybe, it wasn't his car or he didn't have insurance. Whatever the case is, he left the scene. But just because he left the scene and he didn't give me any of his info did not resolve me from being responsible and doing the right thing, even in a desperate situation, right? So just want to come on, man, and just share with you guys that, when you find yourself in a desperate situation, man, ask God what to do. Ask him how to handle it and how to go about things before you take matters in your own hands and start doing things because you're in survival mode and you're trying to figure out the solution. If you do it on your own, man, it's not going to work. Even if it turns out it seems like, you got away or you got over or it worked out to your advantage. Trust me, in the long run, somewhere down the line, that thing is going to come back up. So it would behoove you, man, to do the right thing. Always. You know what I'm saying? Even if it may cost you a little in the short term. In the long term, you're going to benefit because you did the right thing. And plus, God will know that he can trust you because you did the right thing. So anyway, man, this is your man, Levon, just coming with your wisdom on Wednesday. Okay. Remember, do the right thing. Seek God first, even in desperate situations, right? Even in those situations where you're desperate for a solution. He is the solution. This is your man, Levon. Remember, Lamella E, love, uplift, motivate, inspire, learn, laugh, encourage in your light. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you're notified upon my next video upload. Share this video with your friends and your family and on your timeline. Let people know that Lamella E is giving out good information. Go check out Levon Says. Also, check out my Instagram, Levon Says, and my Facebook. This is your man, Levon. I'm out. One love.